Hi everyone. In this video, I am going to discuss about the relation between electric current and drift velocity. So in our previous video only, we have learned about what is drift velocity. So it is the velocity attained by the electrons when an external electric field is applied to the conductor. Okay. So in absence of electric field, the electrons move with thermal velocities and the net thermal velocities of the electrons is 0. But when you apply the electric field, we get a velocity known as drift velocity, which is equals to A into tau, where tau is the relaxation time. Now, we have to establish a relation between electric current and drift velocity. So we all know the direction of current is opposite to the direction of the velocity of electrons. Okay, because the conventional direction of electric current is opposite to the movement of electrons. Okay, but let us see how we can relate this to. So at first, let us see this circuit where this is a conductor. Okay, this conductor is connected to a source which is supplying a potential difference of V volts, or which is establishing a potential difference of V volts across the circuit is the electric field, which is from positive to the negative end, and electrons are moving with the velocity Vd in this direction, V subscript d. Now, the length of the conductor is L, so we can say that electric field E in the conductor can be written as V by L. So we all know electric field can be written as voltage by length. So now if n is electron density, that is number of electron per unit volume in the conductor. Okay, so then number of electrons in the length L of the conductor we can write it by capital N equals to small n into V. Since small n equals to number of electrons per unit volume, we can write it in this manner. Then n will be small n into V. So small n into V. V means now area into length we can write. V means volume. So here we can write it as area into length. So this is the area of cross section of the conductor and L is the length of the conductor. Now total charge in the length L. So it can be written as, so we know Q equals to NE. So N here is, so here N will be written as capital N because N means number. So here number is denoted by capital N. So it is NaL into E. From here we can write. Okay, this is the total charge in this portion of the conductor. Now, time taken by the electrons to move across a distance L. So how can you write it as? So let us write it as T equals to, we know time equals to distance by speed. So here distance is what? L, and speed is the drift velocity of electrons. Okay. So let us leave it till here only. So L by V subscript D. So you can pause it and write it down. So next, let's erase some of the portion. So now we can write, therefore current in the conductor I as I equals to Q by T. This is the formula for current. We know it from class 10. So Q is NALE and T is L by VD. So what will happen? L and L will get cancelled and V subscript D will move up. So we are left with NEAVD. Therefore, I equals to NEA. This is the formula for current, and this is the relation between current and drift velocity. Okay, NEA V subscript D. Okay. Now, if you are asked to find out the current density at any cross section of the conductor, so it can be given by I by A. So I NEA V subscript D by A will be NE VD. So this is your current density. So since it is a vector quantity, if you want to write it vectorially, you will write a vector over J and over V. So this is your relation for I and J. Now we can also deduct Ohm's law from this relations, from I, J, then drift velocity. So let us see how can we deduct Ohm's law. So this proof is also very important for your boards, and these relations are very important for solving numericals. So deduction of Ohm's law. Of Ohm's law. So we know drift velocity is given by, let us take only the magnitude. Okay, no need to put the minus sign, to tau. This is our expression for drift velocity. Now we can also write this as V by mL into tau, since E equals to V by L, this is capital V. Okay. Now current I, so current through the conductor, I am not writing through the conductor again. So here I equals to, we know, NEA V subscript D, we just now found this relation. So NEA, so V subscript D can be written as EML tau. So this can be written as n e square a v by m l into tau. Okay. So now you see here, there is a v here and there is I here. So let us write this as v by I. So now if you divide v by I and take it in one side, what you will get? ml by n e square ml by a. Okay. And tau will be at the denominator again. Okay, just reverse it. V by I you take and all the other terms you arrange it on the other side. Okay, so at a fixed temperature, it is found that N E A M L and tau are constants. So these will not change at a particular temperature. So we can write V by R I equals to R. Okay, where R equals to a constant equals to ml n e square a tau. So we are replacing all these terms with R, which is a constant. Okay, so and we all know this R is known as the resistance. Okay, this constant is known as resistance. So what we get? We get Ohm's law from here. Okay, so this is our Ohm's law. So therefore Ohm's law is proved with the help of drift velocity and current. So now let us write the formula for resistance again. So we got the value of resistance as ml n e square a tau. Okay, so this is our resistance. But we also know resistance formula is rho into L by A, where rho is the specific resistance. Now if we compare 1 and 2, if you compare 1 and 2, so L and A is already present. So we can write therefore rho is equal to m n e square tau from 1 and 2. So you compare this with this. So L by A you keep aside. So L by A is also here. So these terms are so L by A if you leave, so all the other terms will represent tau. Sorry, rho. So rho is the specific resistance here. So now we can see that this specific resistance depends on which parameters. It depends upon A, that is the number of electrons per unit volume. Okay, then it also depends on tau, which is the relaxation time, that is the average time between two successive collisions in a conductor. So these two terms are the parameters on which the specific resistance depends, but it does not depend on the dimension. So does not depend on dimension of the conductor. Okay, so it depends on these two parameters. n and tau. And how does it depend? So rho is inversely dependent to n, and also rho is inversely dependent to tau. So remember this, it may be asked. Till now we only knew that rho depends on the nature of the material of the conductor. So now we also know that specifically it depends on n and also relaxation time. Okay, so that's all about drift velocity, current and Ohm's law from these two expressions. And so I hope you all have understood till now, and if you have any problem you can comment. And that's all for today. Thank you.